Tonight, an upscale hotel under siege in Somalia. Gunfire still being heard more than 24 hours into a hostage standoff that's killed at least 20 and wounded more than 40, including children. Dr. Abdelkadir Adan, who spent hours transporting victims to the nearby hospital, he recalled the terror group haphazardly opening fire. The attack has already been claimed by al-Shabaab, an al-Qaeda-linked militant group that's been terrorizing the region for more than 15 years. Its goal, to establish a fundamentalist Islamic state in Somalia. Their assaults started with explosions late Friday afternoon, which appear to be shown in this video. Then an unknown number of militants stormed the building, grabbing guests and staff as hostages. Witnesses fleeing for their lives. Just 2 years ago, al-Shabaab stormed another Mogadishu hotel, killing 16. But this latest attack comes just as the U.S. increases its presence in the area. Since June 3rd, the Biden administration has carried out 6 airstrikes against the terror group. The U.S. Embassy condemned the attack and pledged to hold murderers accountable and build when others destroy. A fresh front in the war on terror, a conflict now in its 3rd decade. Matt Bradley, NBC News.
Tonight, flash floods turning roads into rivers across the Southwest. This school bus stranded and teetering in Arizona. Nearly 30 kids taken to the safety of other vehicles through fast-moving water.
They're going to put them on the back of the truck.
And in Utah's Zion National Park, a search and rescue mission now underway for a person missing near a rising river. 18 million people under flood alerts from Arizona to New Mexico to Texas. Some areas facing as much as 7 inches of rain.
Biggest threat, of course, will be some flash flooding.
Heavy rains have poured down on one of America's driest regions for weeks. This video shows a harrowing rescue operation by the Tucson Fire Department last week. This crew lowering its ladder over a river canyon. Firefighters rescuing 21 adults, 3 children, and 1 baby from the rushing water. Meanwhile, in California, Death Valley National Park is reopening today after flash flooding there stranded 1,000 people 2 weeks ago. And a potential tropical cyclone is gathering force. Already hitting Mexico, where families woke up to flooded streets. And the storm may soon be barreling north towards Texas, where warnings are now in place along the Gulf Coast. The West, too often without water, now struggling with a dangerous deluge.
And Raf joins us now from Los Angeles. Raf, how long is this flood risk expected to last?
So current alerts are in place through Sunday across the Southwest. There's likely to be more rain after that, but not as intense. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott is urging his citizens to stay alert as that potential cyclone draws near. Jose?
Raf Sanchez in Los Angeles. Thank you.
Tonight, former Vice President Mike Pence wrapping up a 2-day visit to Iowa and hammering home his differences with his former boss, telling the Associated Press that he never took classified documents from his time in the White House. It comes just a day after he defended the FBI.
We can demand that they reveal why this search warrant was executed against the residence of a former president of the United States without demeaning the rank and file men and women of the FBI.
Former President Donald Trump teasing a major motion pertaining to the Fourth Amendment, which protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures. His attorney suggesting a special master could be appointed to review the evidence as a third party.
One of the benefits of a special master, if the master agrees with us, is we can stop DOJ in their tracks when it comes to inspecting these documents.
Meanwhile, the Department of Justice has until Thursday to file its proposed redactions for the affidavit central to the FBI search. Then a judge will decide whether that version might be released to the public. Mr. Pence drawing a distinction with his one-time running mate while weighing his own future, traveling to Iowa on the heels of visiting New Hampshire as he inches closer to a decision on running for president next cycle.
My family and I will do as we've always done, and that is reflect and pray on where we might next serve.
All this as another 2024 contender tries out his potential campaign message.
Hello, Western Pennsylvania.
Florida's GOP Governor Ron DeSantis stumping for a Trump-backed candidate in Pennsylvania Friday night.
We must fight the woke in our businesses. We must fight the woke in government agencies. We can never, ever surrender to woke ideology.
And Monica joins us now from the White House. Monica, we have some new reporting on when former President Trump may announce he's running again.
Well, a source close to Mr. Trump tells NBC News he'll likely wait to announce his third White House bid until after the midterms, in part to avoid blame if Republicans underperform. Jose?
Monica Alba at the White House. Thank you.
Tonight, a rare Russian admission of vulnerability. Authorities in Crimea acknowledging a drone targeted Russia's naval headquarters there, suspected to be part of Ukraine's new offensive deep in Russian-occupied territory. The explosions heard by Crimea's residents. She says it's unclear what it was, but you get nervous because of the noise. For Ukraine, that's part of the point. President Putin has called Crimea Russia's holy land and a sacred place. Russia illegally annexed the peninsula in 2014. Since February, Russia has used Crimea as a staging ground to attack Ukraine. But now Ukraine is trying to show no Russian military site is safe. President Zelensky predicting tonight that Crimea will soon be liberated. And a U.S. official tells NBC News Ukraine is free to use American weapons to strike in Crimea. As the Biden administration prepares to send another $775 million in weapons to Ukraine, including new advanced spy drones.
It really highlights the commitment of the U.S. to the defense of Ukraine, to providing Ukraine what it needs to maintain its sovereignty.
Amid fierce fighting in Ukraine's east and south, there's been more shelling near two of Ukraine's nuclear power plants, including Zaporizhia, the largest in Europe. Ukraine and Russia accusing each other of the shelling. In Zaporizhia, Ukraine held radiation disaster drills. Ukraine's military intelligence spokesman telling NBC Russia has brought weapons, explosives, and landmines to the power plant. Tonight, Ukrainians defiant, parading burnt-out Russian tanks through the streets of Kyiv as Ukraine prepares for its Independence Day and to mark 6 months of war.
And Josh Letterman joins me now from inside Ukraine. Josh, Russia's defense ministry accused Ukraine today of poisoning Russian service members around that nuclear plant in late July. What's been the response?
One advisor to Ukraine's interior ministry said in response the alleged poisoning could have been caused by Russia providing its troops expired canned meat for rations. Jose?
Josh Letterman in Dnipro, thank you so much.
Tonight, E. coli sparking a Midwest mystery, possibly tied to the Wendy's fast food chain. The CDC reporting 37 people have gotten sick in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana since late July, with 10 people hospitalized.
And it's a lot of people fast. I mean, we do normally get to kind of larger outbreaks, but it usually takes a little bit longer.
I felt awful. I was sitting there, I was holding my gut, rocking back and forth.
Hillary Kaufman says the bacteria landed her in the ER, adding now she's taking antibiotics.
Where do you think you got infected?
Well, I honestly think it was Wendy's.
Authorities are still searching for the outbreak's cause, but the CDC says most reported eating at a Wendy's restaurant before getting sick, many specifically having sandwiches with romaine lettuce.
The produce industry has committed to working on various food safety measures, but to me, it suggests that they're not there yet, and there still needs more to be done.
But tonight, the CDC making clear it is not advising that people avoid eating at Wendy's restaurants or that people stop eating romaine lettuce. Still, the fast food chain pulled lettuce off its sandwiches in the region as a precaution. This sign at an Ohio restaurant today. We ordered drive-through at another.
Okay, so I can see lettuce on the menu. So this sandwich has lettuce on the menu. No lettuce.
In a statement Friday, Wendy's saying in part, the lettuce that we use in our salads is different and is not affected by this action. As a company, we are committed to upholding our high standards of food safety and quality. The CDC says the company is fully cooperating with investigators, reminding the public that severe symptoms include diarrhea and a fever above 102 degrees, dehydration, and vomiting.
So broadly speaking, if you're worried, call your doctor.
Absolutely.
Jose, the CDC says people as young as 6 and as old as 91 got sick, adding that with some not getting tested, it's likely the number of cases is even higher. Meanwhile, the CDC says investigators are now trying to determine if the suspicious lettuce was used by any other businesses. Jose?
Jesse Kirsch, thank you.